If you start rattling off some of the hardest video game levels in history, some of the all-time tough levels that you struggled with as a kid or as an adult, I'd have to think most of the old school gamers wouldn't make it very far on their list before the infamous Dam level.
I am your damn guide on.
From the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on the NES popped up. That level will forever be remembered as one of the toughest and most frustrating levels in video game history, and for obvious very good reasons. The current that always seems to be working against you, preventing you from making it through the electrical traps without getting damaged, the giant wheels that spin around that require precise timing, the seaweed that sucks you down and kills you if you get too close, and who can forget the notorious electrified seaweed, with that noise of you getting shocked forever living in the back of your brain. The hit detection in this level is not very good at all, and this seaweed-filled corridor right here I think is what everybody thinks of when they think of this level, and I'm convinced that it is impossible to make it through this corridor without taking any sort of damage, with the hit detection being as poor as it is. But looking back on it, is it really all that hard? All you have to do is defuse multiple bombs that are scattered throughout. And in all reality, once you memorize the location of all the bombs, it's not that hard. Yes, you're absolutely 100% going to take some damage. You may even lose a turtle in the process. But once you memorize the layout and the location of all the bombs, it is definitely doable to get through. And yes, you have a time limit. So if you miss one, you're in big trouble because you're not going to have enough time to get back and get it. Because even on a flawless run, you're still going to be down to about 20 to 30 seconds before you make it to the very end. So yes, the level is extremely frustrating, extremely cheap, and it is difficult. Don't get me wrong on that. But if I'm looking at all-time difficult levels, I'm immediately turning to games like Ghosts and Goblins and Battletoads and Silver Surfer and things like that. This definitely is not easy by any stretch, but once you memorize it, it's not really as bad as you remember. As a kid, yes, it crushed us, and probably is where a lot of people's games ended, which is probably the reason why a lot of people will cite this specific level as being one of the hardest they've ever played. But I challenge anybody out there, if you haven't played this game in years, I bet you it won't be nearly as difficult as you remember. And speaking of difficult levels, this isn't even the hardest level in this game. Once you get to the Technodrome, that takes the difficulty level and ramps it up to a 10. I mean, I would go as far as saying as the Dam level is probably only a 3 or 4 on the difficulty scale, and that Technodrome level is about a 9 or a 10. So let me know in the comments, what's your memories of the Dam level?
So please, no one wander off the damn tour.
Was it extremely frustrating to you as a kid? Did it always kill you? And does it live rent-free in your head all these years later as just being one of the most frustrating levels you've ever played?
Now, are there any damn questions?